For years, decades even, it's just been assumed. You stretch before you work out, you stretch after. It feels like it's written down somewhere, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's practically fitness gospel.
Well, what if that's, well, just a myth we've all bought into? Today, we're kind of ripping up that old playbook.
Yeah, we're diving into a really insightful article by Professor Lin called Do You Need to Stretch Before and After Exercise? It's on professorlin.com.
And what's their goal with this piece?
Their big aim is to cut through all the noise online, you know, avoid misleading health claims, and really focus on what the science says about how we exercise.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive, too. Let's unpack warming up, cooling down, stretching, all based on what Professor Lin found. We want to give you the straight facts, no biomedical degree needed, so you can figure out what actually works for your routine.
Right, and just quickly, Professor Lin clarifies a few terms, which is helpful. So stretching isn't always the same as static stretching. That's the hold it still kind. Then there's warm-up, cool down, and dynamic stretching that's stretching with movement. We'll touch on all of these.
Perfect. Let's start with the warm-up then. We know it's supposed to prep the body, but what's the most effective way, according to the science? Are we maybe doing it wrong?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. Professor Lin's findings show pretty strong evidence that dynamic stretching is the way to go for warm-ups.
Dynamic. So moving while stretching.
Exactly. Think like leg swings, arm circles, torso twists, movements that take your joints and muscles through a range of motion similar to what you're about to do.
And the benefits.
There are quite a few. It boosts blood flow, raises muscle temperature, which is good, improves your joint mobility, and can actually enhance performance, especially for explosive stuff like sprinting or jumping.
Okay, that makes sense.
Plus, it seems to lower injury risk by sort of waking up the connection between your nerves and muscles. There's research cited that calls dynamic warm-ups pivotal for performance and injury prevention.
Okay, here's the bit that really caught me off guard, though. Professor Lin basically says static stretching, the hold it still kind, before exercise, is not only ineffective, but could actually be bad for you.
Yeah, that's a major point they make.
I mean, I've done that forever. How could it possibly be counterproductive?
It sounds weird, right? But the current evidence just doesn't support static stretching before intense activity. It seems it can actually hinder how well your muscles perform.
How?
There's a 2021 study mentioned that looks into the mechanisms. It seems static stretching beforehand can negatively affect things like the signals between your brain and muscles, the actual physical state of the muscle fibers, and maybe even your focus. It kind of dampens things down when you want to be ramping up.
Wow. Okay, so warm-up, dynamic stretching, myth, kind of busted on the pre-workout static stretch. Let's flip to the other end then, the cool down. What's the deal there? Is static stretching useful after the workout?
Right, the cool down or COO.
Huh?
Here, Professor Lin suggests static stretching is actually useful, specifically for muscle recovery.
Ah, okay, so after is different.
Yes, sources like Colorado State University point to benefits like improving your long-term flexibility, maybe reducing some of that post-exercise muscle soreness, helping your body return to its resting state, and getting your heart rate and breathing back to normal.
But I sense a but coming. Is the science totally clear-cut on cool downs and post-exercise stretching? Sounds like maybe there's some debate.
You guessed it. There's definitely an academic debate here. And Professor Lin presents that nuance. They cite conflicting evidence, too.
Like what?
Well, for instance, a 2017 study on elite young soccer players found that static stretching after their games didn't actually enhance their recovery. And even more broadly, a big 2018 review asked the question, do we need a cool down after exercise? And basically questioned the overall proven benefits for performance, preventing injuries, or long-term fitness gains. So it's not entirely settled science.
So after looking at all this conflicting stuff, what's Professor Lin's personal conclusion on it all?
Their take is pretty balanced. They firmly believe a few minutes of dynamic warm-up before intense exercise is the best approach based on evidence. But the cool down, they see that more as a personal choice. There's currently no right or wrong answer scientifically.
Interesting. So it depends on the person, maybe.
Seems that way. Or at least the evidence isn't strong enough yet to make a universal recommendation for everyone about cooling down. So I think the big takeaway here is just how nuanced exercise science really is. Professor Lin does a great job showing that. What we often think is solid fact might actually be, well, a bit outdated or not fully proven.
Definitely.
It really highlights the need for critical thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To actually look at the evidence, question those long-held assumptions, and figure out what makes sense based on science, not just tradition.
It absolutely does. It makes you wonder, if we apply that kind of critical evidence-based lens, what other routines or beliefs about health and well-being might start to look a little different? Something to chew on for
Hmm.
sure.